In this video, we're going to look at the sequence of the kick with right heel into double win to the ears, which is in the short form. The transition's slightly different in the long form, so I'm not going to do that one. We're going to go through the coordination, and also I'm going to talk about the martial applications and the health benefits. And of course, kick with heel is a balance. I'm also going to show, for those that can't do the kick with heel, the adaption for that and how to develop that so that you could perhaps in the future do a kick with heel if you are in that position. So let's get started. I'm going to do this mirrored, and we would have just finished high pattern horse. If you haven't done high pattern horse, go back to my previous video and you'll be able to do it there. So you're in an empty stance with 70% of weight on the back, 30 on the front, right hand chop, left hand just sitting above the hip. You can cross this left hand over, rotate the palm out and do a circle. The circle is going to go all the way around, but try and feel in the body, try and connect the body, so you can feel where the step out is. So you're in empty stance, but you need to be in bow stance. So you need to do a step across. Now for me, I feel this when my hands are about here, which is probably about shoulder width apart. I feel that this step out needs to happen. So again, from here, you've got the crossover, rotate and circle. Stepping out, heel first, moving the weight forward as you cross, so carry on circling across, and note that both heels are flat on the floor at this point. The reason for that is for better balance. So a lot of people, they come into this cross and they're already lifting the heel up, but because you're already moving the body forward, by lifting the heel, you're continuing to project your energy forwards. But you need your energy to root into this position with your center over your left foot so that you can have the balance to lift and kick. Don't worry, I'll go over the adaption in a minute. So let's go back to the empty stance. High pattern horse, cross over, rotate, circle, step out on the heel. So now you're coming into bow stance. Move the weight forward, right hand under the cross. So this should be a nice rooted bow stance. The other mistake is that once you get here and you go into the kick, a lot of people lift the body right up like this, which means your energy and your root comes up through your foot and ends up higher up your body. Energy is going upwards instead of forwards where it needs to go. So you want to keep your center down in your foot, not lift it up. To do that, don't lift up. The arms bend and the knee lifts, but there's no need to let the energy go upwards. Make sure that you're still pressing down through the foot. You can have a little bend on the knee, which also helps with balance. And then you're going to kick to the height that's comfortable for you. If you can't balance on one leg, you can do a step, kicking, still keeping the toes up and sitting on the heel. Try to keep your center still down that one side while you push that foot out. The idea being that eventually you will teach your body to be able to keep that center in one place and kick. Even just a small amount there is fine, because a kick into the shin or into the knee can be very devastating and painful for your opponent. So don't worry if you can't kick high. From the high pattern horse again, from your empty stance, crossing over, circle, stepping out, move the weight forward, right hand under the cross, heel on the floor, rooted. Lift and bend, don't let the energy come up. Kick or step. And your right hand will follow your right foot. Your left hand is out to the side for your balance. The coordination coming back in, palms come up as the foot comes in. So you end up with this movement. Then as the foot comes down, the hands come down. Imagine that there's a string between your foot and your hands. These both work together. Then you're going to step forward again on the heel. You're going to come into a bow stance to the corner. Change the hands to fists. Move the weight forward into your double wind to the ears. There are lots of mistakes that can be made on these two movements. The first of the mistakes is not keeping the heel down on this bit. The second is lifting up too much through your centre when you lift the foot and the hands to do your kick with heel. So keeping that centre nice and low. The next mistake I see is in the double wind to the ears, where people finish the kick and then they either put the foot down straight away and they've still got to do this bit, or very similar kind of thing, the weight goes forward way too quickly and they haven't finished the hands yet. So be very aware of the coordination of kick, palms up, foot in, palms down, foot down, change to fist step, move weight forward, double wind. All of these coordinations start and finish at the same time. If you're kicking with the foot to the floor, it still needs to come in before you step back out. So you've done your kick, hands come in, so same kind of thing, you're going to bring that in on the toes, then step forward again, then do your double wind to the ears. So again, for the adapted version, you've got your kick, you're going to bring that in, then step forward, double wind to the ears. It really is about it for the kick with heel and double wind to the ears. There is a lot of coordination that you need to get to grips with in there, and that can take quite a while. So you can just keep having a look at the video and going through that. I'm going to add on at the end of this video the Marshall applications of both of those forms that we did at the February seminar. But also remember there's lots of health benefits as well, even if you're not interested in the Marshall. Being interested in the Marshall isn't necessary, but it can help you to visualise what the movement is actually for and what you're doing within the movement. The health benefit, of course, is balance. And a really good way of practicing balance, I always tell classes, is when you're cleaning your teeth at night, 1 minute standing on one leg and then 1 minute standing on the other. You've got the sink in front of you to grab hold of if you start to feel a bit wobbly. When you're doing the kicks, always try to do the left and right to the same height. So if you find that one is better than the other, which is usually the case, do them both at the same level. So bring the high one down and eventually they'll both go up a bit. It's not necessary to have a nice high kick. If you can bring your knee in line with your hip, the kick can be as low as you like. Of course, if you don't have the balance to lift the knee that high, then that's something to aim for in the future. So here are the videos from the application seminar, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be the turn and kick with left heel. There's lots of coordination in this, again, because the transition leads directly into the snake creeps through the grass. Kick with right heel, or kick with heel, can be anyone, left one, works the same both ways. So circling, moving the way forward, kick. That kick doesn't have to be a high kick, so if you come in again, feet right, stop tap dancing. This kick can also be straight into a knee. And if you do it into a knee, which you're not going to do, into the front of somebody's knee, that's going to hurt a lot. So you're aiming there. So even if you can't pick your leg up to do, you know, the type of, I like a high kick because of martial arts background. But if you can't do a high kick, do a low one. This is why a low kick is just as acceptable, because that would definitely disable somebody very quickly. They certainly wouldn't be coming at you for a punch after you kick them in the knee. You can, of course, kick there as well. It's going to hurt. Doesn't matter if you're a man or woman. Or you can push. Gives you some space. So moving straight in from the kick with heel is the double wing to the ears. This is why these are kind of taught together as well, is because they sort of almost go together. So if you come in with yours, so she's coming in with a double wing to the ears, bring my hands down, giving double wing to the ears back. So this is to your opponent's ears. You want to try and get your knuckle in the hole. It's either going to just make them jump, and they'll jump backwards and go, your hips up, or you're going to burst their eardrums. If you get them both in the right place, that's one of those that's actually quite a very dangerous movement. But it's also one that does get taught as a self-defense movement. If you're in, you know, stuck in an alley or whatever, with somebody very close, double punch both ears. Works very well. Will make somebody jump, especially if you really hard.